Hello, and welcome to New Beginnings Start Today, the podcast for people who want to grow deeper in their faith in the Lord. I'm your host, Dr. Douglas Kaffer, a minister, licensed clinical pastoral counselor here in Roanoke, Virginia, and I have a passion to help people live their lives for the Lord. Today, we're going to talk about friends, know their value, and how you can build friendships that will allow you to value their effect on your life. Let's look at this. I have had the privilege of having people come into my life who have greatly influenced me to be the man that I am today. I think back to when I was a child in grade school in Liberty, Pennsylvania. I had several people attend school with me with whom I cultivated true friendships. I can think of Joe and Earl and Jackie, Valerie and Barbara, only just to name a few, and I really enjoyed having friendships with them. We not only went to school together, but Joe and Jackie attended the same church, the Vanderbilt Church of Christ. We attended Sunday school, enjoyed VBS each summer, and attended our Christian service camp, Camp Christian, in the beautiful mountains in southwest Pennsylvania, which is still training young people in their Christian walk today. I fondly remember Sunday evenings attending the youth program called Christian Endeavor with Joe and Jackie and the other kids our age. Still are sitting there and talking about the important issues that we faced as young people, the same kind of issues that young people are facing today with like drugs and sex, drinking, family abuse, and etc. We sat and talked about how we were not going to get caught up in the influences of what so many of the other kids were doing and wanted to be an example for them that being Christian young people was a wonderful way of life. The key to knowing the value of friendship is seen in what King Solomon wrote: a man who has friends must himself be friendly, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs 18, verse 24. We are to be friendly in our way that we interact with people so they know that it is safe to socialize with us. The art of being friendly also gives people the sense that we are truly interested in what is going on in their lives. Showing that kind of interest allows them to feel safe in being able to talk with us about what is going on in their lives because they need help in knowing how to handle what they are dealing with. I'm thinking of my friend Rich, who went to high school with me. We were in the same grade and had many of the same classes together and were in the same homeroom. I can remember many Monday mornings Rich would come to homeroom and be very angry about what had happened over the weekend. His dad had a very successful logging business and would be considered back then to be very well off. Rich drove a new white 1965 Ford Mustang convertible with a red interior and always had a lot of cash on him. Even though his dad gave him these material things, they did not make up for the abuse that Rich experienced when when his dad had gotten drunk, and that was often. Rich considered me his friend and would come and talk to me about how he hated his father's behavior and was sick of having to deal with the abuse. I had to talk him down many times from doing something that he would regret. I was privileged to be seen as there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother to my friend Rich. Your friends need to see you as a source of support and encouragement. Just think about the friends you have and the issues they face every day that they need help with. The writer of Proverbs says it so well when he wrote, "Ointment and perfume delight the heart, and the sweetness of a man's friend gives delight by hearty counsel." Proverbs 27 and verse 9. The perfume industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry because people want to smell good and they will spend the money to do so. I know this is true because I walk into a particular department store and walk past the perfume counter with the men's fragrances. I will look up the brand I like and squirt some on my hand and enjoy the smell. It did not take long to where I did not smell the scent of that cologne any longer because it had faded away. This is not the case to where your influence on your friends has a lasting effect. This is not the case to where that influence, when the proverb writer says, "And the sweetness of a man's friend gives delight by hearty counsel." I recently got an email from a former client looking for a counselor because they knew I am retired, who said, quote, "Thank you so much, Dr. Keffer. I appreciate the recommendation. Hope you are enjoying your retirement. You have been very impactful on our lives." Unquote. I know what this proverb means because of such emails that I continue to get from people whose lives I have had the privilege of touching with, quote, "hearty counsel," unquote. I want you right now to think about one of your friends you know is struggling with what they are facing. Then I want you to think of a way that you can contact that person and give them support and encouragement and see how God uses you to enrich their lives. I want you to put that person to prayer and ask God to give them His blessing to bring about healing in their lives. Sit back and be amazed at what you see happen because you cared enough to give them your hearty counsel. It is vitally important that you learn how to choose the right friends. Many people supposedly want to build a friendship with you, not to be your friend, but people who want uh, uh, to use you for their own selfish reasons. I saw this so many times counseling young people who were devastated because they were betrayed by a person they thought was their friend. I was counseling a young woman who could not believe that a man whom she had befriended could treat her the way he did time after time. He would call her, come into town, and take her to dinner. After dinner, he wanted to go back to her apartment to talk. They would go to the apartment, and before she knew it what was happening, he had manipulated her to have sex with him. Afterwards, she felt used and disrespected. He would do the same thing time after time, and she would fall prey to his manipulation because she was in such need of having friends. I sought to teach this young Christian woman that she needed to choose her friends carefully, and she agreed. The writer of Proverbs makes this very plain when he wrote, "The righteous should choose his friends carefully, for the way of the wicked leads them astray." Proverbs 12 and verse 26. I affirmed this young lady for learning that she did not and should not associate with this man who was just dragging her down and ruining her self esteem, which was causing her to fall into his trap in the first place. There is so much wickedness in our society today that is causing people to fall into the trap that Satan is setting for them. The impact of social media today is a huge source of this corruption because there are so many people posting information that can tempt Christians to buy into their lives. And Satan is thrilled to see it happen every day. We have to stop this by knowing that we must choose our friends wisely and allow our Christian values to affect them, not allowing what the world is peddling to win. I pray that you are learning the value of a true friend. I have had the privilege of having good friends over the years. I can think of my school years growing up and the friends I made, and several were very close to me. I knew I could rely on them when they needed, when the need would arise, and they knew that they could rely on me when the need arose for them. The writer of Ecclesiastes shares with us very clearly the value of true friends when he wrote, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. Again, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? Though one may be overpowered by another, two can withstand him, and a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4, verses 9 through 12. Listen to the counsel of this passage and how it gives the understanding that the value of what a true friend is. No matter what you face, when you have a true friend, you can call on him or her, and they will be there for you. I found this true friend attending Bible college. Our friendship grew into a love for each other that allowed us to marry. And we have had the value of this friendship going on now for 54 years as husband and wife. The writer says the truth when he wrote, because they have a good reward for their labor. We work at our friendship, our marriage, every day by sitting at the island in our kitchen. And before we take the first bite of breakfast, we hold each other's hands and we go to God, the Father, in prayer and petition, and we petition Him to bless us, our families, and our friends. This is why the writer says, and a threefold cord is not easily broken. My wife Dana is the second cord of my rope, and God is the third cord of our rope. This allows us to know the value of us being true friends, and what a privilege to give that friendship away to the people around us every day. Thank you for listening to this episode. And I want to invite you to contact me and share how you are choosing your friends wisely and being good Christian friend to your friends. Answer this question. Why is it so important for you to choose your friends wisely in today's world? If you are seeing this on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and the like button. Also, click on the share button and share it with all your friends. That would be so helpful to me. And I want you to encourage me to tell me other issues that you would like me to address by leaving your comments. And you can email me at drdouglaskeffer@gmail.com. I also encourage you to pick up a copy of my book, New Beginnings Start Today with God. And you can find that on my website at drdouglaskeffer.com. Click on the link below. Until next time, God bless each of you.